If you're seeing this video, you have the fear of being seen. That's because I have the fear of being seen. Yet, I'm doing this anyway. It's strange how, which I'm just going to talk based off of my mind. So, stay on, like right along. But it's weird how every single problem that we all go through, there's someone, like there's going to be someone, at least one person that has went through it before you. You can literally like grab your phone, right, and type in your problem and then put Reddit after. I'm telling you, at least 2 replies will show up with someone describing the same exact situation that you're going through, and then other people responding their reaction to that same situation. And to me, what I get out of that is, I'm sorry, these flies have been, I should have closed the door, it's so distracting. But what I'm getting out of that is you can't control what happens to you, but you can control your reaction. And that's one of the hardest things, especially in our society where I know our reactions are usually hidden. So when you come to a situation where you have to react in a way that's in the public, that also ties to being seen. I feel like we all hide ourselves, we hide our true selves, we hide who we truly are, and then we put on this mask to go out into the world. And then we come home and then we show who we really are. It's strange how we are all one, but then it's not strange, it really does make sense. You know, we're all going through the same things. We all basically eat the same food. We all, have our own cultures. We all live life in basically the same way. We all want the same things out of life. And if we don't want certain things out of life, it's always for the same exact reasons. We don't want something because certain things happen in our life that cause us not to want that thing anymore. Everything, every experience technically has been done before. So now I go back to the fear of being seen. Why be afraid? Also, I'm not lecturing you, I'm lecturing me too. I am lecturing you, but I'm also lecturing myself. But why be afraid to do something that has already been done over time and time and time again? Literally, these flies are touching me now. They're literally trying to stop me from giving you this message, y'all. I'm gonna have to close the door once they get out. Because I'm literally getting to it. It's even teaching me something. Me and you, we have the fear of being seen. Even think about this right now. I have my bonnet on, I don't have my lashes on, and I don't have any makeup on. And I didn't even put any lip gloss on my lips. I'm showing you me. And why was I so afraid of that? Like, I'm the first person to show up on the internet without makeup. Why was I so afraid to wear my bonnet like I'm the first girl to wear the bonnet? And then it's the reactions people have to that person, right? And granted, but am I going to keep letting this, that, and let me define, how I look, how my situation looks, I'm not in the environment I may want to be in, or the lighting, am I going to keep letting this, that, and that keep me from doing this, from showing up? And the truth is, I have. Yes, I did do that. But just like this cup, confirmation sneeze, I love the confirmation, so I'm gonna start saying that. The confirmation sneeze, just like this cup, it's not serving me anymore because I've used it for a while and I thought it would show through the bottom, but you can kind of see here, it's seeping through. I picked it up one time, boom, it was weak. the juice that was in it spilled out. It couldn't even hold the oil anymore. And that's the point. My old habits cannot contain me anymore. I have to step out of that. So even if I'm talking to you through myself, that's kind of how this works, right? YouTube, we all see ourselves, or the people we watch, we want to see some of ourselves in the people we watch too. Unless you're watching like some drama or some bad thing that you probably don't want to go through, but maybe you do want to go through. You never know. Sorry, I'm a little parched, but I think that message, my tongue's blue, by the way, that's why my lips are blue. But I think that message of letting go of things that are no longer helping you because it can't even help you anymore, I think that's something that my hoarder mind does not understand yet, but it's getting there. We're going to get there. I think this journey and this channel is what I meant to say. This channel will follow my journey on building a better mindset. So let me tell you something from this book that I've been reading for the last 2 weeks. I should be farther, but I really binge reading and then I like stop, and then I binge reading, then I stop, which I think is good in my own way. But there was something that, as I was planning on making this video, I knew I wanted to say in this video. My page is called The Heart Story. Why? Because I'm planning on, with this journey, is to follow my heart. Like I just explained, you know, I don't need the aesthetic. I love the aesthetic, like pow, pow, pow. You can see it. It's hidden. You got little hints that I love the aesthetic, but then this shows you this comes first. And now as I read to you The Alchemist, there's a part here where it says, listen to your heart. It knows all things because it came from the soul of the world and one day returned there. And this is really hard, which I'm sorry I'm talking like that because I'm thinking as I'm trying to speak. But this is really hard to understand because it's like, I think we are often told in this society, like the society is built off of narcissism. So, which I know that's going to be a lot. Whoa, I said the narcissist word. Whoa. But believe me, I think everybody is a little more included in that than we think. But it's hard to listen to your heart, which is overall your emotions, right? Your emotions signal to you your desires and what the heart wants. It's hard to listen to that in a society that directly diminishes or puts down those, that feminine side of things. But let me read on. It says, but my heart is agitated, the boy said. It has its dreams, it gets emotional, and it becomes passionate over a woman of the desert. It asks things of me, and it keeps me from sleeping many nights when I'm thinking about her. Well, that's good. Your heart is kept alive. Keep listening to what it has to say. There's so much said in this part that, for me, makes me even think about all the things that I'm a big emotional person. I'm a Cancer. I'm also an Aries moon. So emotions have a strong hold on me. And what I feel in this passage is so much. I felt it all the feelings that come from life and desires. It pulls you in so many directions that it leaves you restless. It leaves you like, hurt, sad. It leaves you, like, we all know this because we all go through this. It leaves you heartbroken. It leaves you or wanting more, or it leaves you disappointed, or, it leaves you with expectations that would never be met. But listen to what they said. They said keep listening to your heart. Your heart is alive. Keep listening to your heart. Your heart is alive. Sorry I butchered that. But that's it. That's life. Like, being alive, feeling feelings, going through things, having experiences, going through different situations, that inherently is life. And if you are available, or, literally, what I'm trying to say is if you aren't disabled, because I'm not saying disabled people can't experience life, but obviously their opportunities are limited. So if you are not disabled, or maybe if you are disabled, but you're still experiencing life, the point is not to be ableist. The point is to say, that is the point of being alive. Sorry if I brought in disability. That probably was not the right word to say. I think the right word was to say, if you were dead. I think I didn't want to be that harsh either, but I don't want it to seem like disabilities and people with disabilities can't live life, because they do. And they have their own way of living a life that also has been lived before with someone else who had the same disability. Honestly, we all have someone to look to for guidance in our lives that are just like us. I've been watching a lot of videos lately, or even when I look back on the nostalgia, I have a lot of nostalgia. Like I said, those emotions, they got a stronghold on me. But even when I look back on my childhood and I look at kids today, they're going through the same things that we went through. And then now we understand when parents are saying that, when they're saying like, oh, I did that before. We think, so literally because we have technology, but it's not about the complex things. It's about the simple things. They all been through a breakup before. They all been through, it's hard to say literally, but they all been through everybody's single experience. But there's someone that fell off a bike before. There's someone that still hasn't learned how to ride a bike. There's someone that, there's simple things in life. There's someone that learned how to climb a tree, and there's someone that's also been too afraid to climb a tree. And in your family, they often do the same things you did because you guys are alike, because you learned from them. That's another psychology thing that I'm not going to get into right now. But I'm going to keep on with the book. So I went off tangent there. It says the boy's heart began to speak of fear. My heart's doing that right now. Because now I looked at the timer and I see that it's been 13 minutes. I've been talking for 13 minutes. And my mind immediately thinks, who listens to this, or who will listen to this for 13 minutes? And maybe right now there might not be anyone, because I literally just made this channel. But one day someone might hear it. One day someone might be able to perceive me in this way. And one day someone might hear the words and the ideas that I'm thinking, and they may either be attracted to it or repulsed by it. That's life. So fear is just another part of the coin. Let me continue on. At other times, it told the boy that it was satisfied and it had found love in riches. Like I said, the other side of the coin of love would be fear or death, or other side of life is death. Other side of love, fear. So he then says, my heart is a traitor. It doesn't want me to go on. I underlined certain parts I'm going to say. I'm not reading it word for word, by the way. The alchemist told him that makes sense. Naturally, it's afraid that in pursuing your dream, you might lose everything you've won. And that's essentially what I felt. I'm like, oh, the friends or family that I have, what would they say? How would they feel if they perceive me in this way? What if they knew the things that I thought? Then would I have them anymore? I think we all experience these fears when we are chasing who we are inside. Number one, gay people. It's Pride Month, the last day of Pride Month. And they experience that challenge because they, in the pursuit of being themselves, they may lose the very people they love and the people who love them. So fear really grabs everyone in different ways. And these things sound obvious, these things sound simple, but it really is the simple things in life that we look over. It says, my heart is a traitor, it doesn't want me to go on. That makes sense. Naturally, it's afraid in pursuing your dream, you might lose everything you've won. Well then, why should I listen to my heart? Because you will never again be able to keep it quiet. Even if you pretend not to have heard what it tells you, it will always be there inside you, repeating to you what you're thinking about life and about the world. Meaning, my lips are blue and it's throwing me off, but whatever. Meaning, no matter what, you got to do what you want to do. Thinking, oh, that's what I was about to say. Thinking about those bitter people who are always mad at you for no reason. But there is a reason. They're mad not really at you. It's just looking at you, seeing you, makes them mad at themselves that they didn't take the path that they see you're taking. Because something inside of them, if you ever read this book, you know, something inside of them, their heart screamed the same words that they're screaming to you now. And it may look different. It may have little different details, but ultimately it's about choosing who you are and being who you are and showing up as who you are. That's the big thing. And for me, the fear of visibility, not feeling like I can show up as I am no matter what, because I don't always look this way either. But that's the draw of the coin, you know. But that's what I'm saying. Feeling like I can't show up as I am, can't be who I am, can't say what I am, because that will obviously make me a target or make me dead weight, you know? So I'm not saying that's wrong. What I'm saying is you got to pick your poison. The other side of conforming and not doing what you want to do is literally hearing it in your head for the rest of your life. And every time you see someone that's doing what you want to do, you become that bitter, I don't want to curse, but that bitter person that you've seen encountering anytime at school or anywhere. You know, you become that person because you chose to conform. So when you're confronted with someone who's taken the dare to not conform, you feel personally attacked because you know that should be you. And I'm literally talking to myself, but I'm also talking to you, whoever watches this video. So it says, you mean I should listen even if it's treasonous? So I say treacherous, but no, that says treasonous. And it says, treason is a blow that comes unexpectedly. If you know your heart well, it will never be able to do that to you because you'll know its dreams and wishes and you will know how to deal with them. You will never be able to escape from your heart. So it's better to listen to what it has to say. That way you'll never have to feel an unanticipated blow. And those blows is what I was just describing to you. When you encounter someone else or you see your dream existing, manifested, live, but it's someone else's, that will be a blow to your heart. So, if you made it this far, you're a real one. And I was generally contemplating if I should make another video because this was the main part, but I think that is kind of the game. Like, since this video, you know, is random and whatever, if someone listens this far in this video, here's the key. Here's the treasure. Because I'm the heart of a person and people's hearts of that way. People are afraid to pursue their most important dreams because they feel like they don't deserve them or that they'll be unable to achieve them. Their hearts become fearful just thinking of loved ones who go away forever, or of moments that could have been good but weren't, or of treasures that might have been found but were forever hidden in the sands. Because when these things happen, we suffer terribly. My heart is afraid that it will have to suffer. Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams, because every second of the search is a second encounter with God and with eternity. I'm sorry I read it to you like you were dumb or that you were 5. But I really needed to stress that to me. This is the message. Yes, it is scary. Yes, it may hurt you. Yes, you may lose people. Yes, you are right. That is dangerous to do and be yourself. You're right. You're not wrong about that. But there's suffering in conforming too. Either way, you suffer. You have to choose your suffering. You have to choose your poison. I'm realizing that now. Especially as I work out now. Working out sucks. I was that person that was like, what? Working out? Who do that? That was not me. But in a half a year, I've changed that. And I realized sitting down, that hurts too. Working out hurts, but sitting down hurts too. Because when it's time to get up, when it's time to do something you want to do, when it's time to, maybe you want to do that split, that's my goal. I want to do a split. But when it's time and you can't do those things, the heart screams. And it's like, it's screaming because it knows that should be me. That should be me. I told you I wanted to do a split. I told you that I wanted to be able to dance for 2 minutes straight. I told you that I wanted to be that fitness influencer. Why can't I do that? That's the blow. And you didn't expect that blow because you thought you were fine, living how you was living until you came across the thing that you always wanted. And I think I'm coming to the end of this video, but I might just read the rest of this. Tell your heart that the fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself, and that no heart has ever suffered when it goes in search of its dreams, because every second of the search is a second's encounter with God and with eternity. This is how you find God. It's going within. And to go within, you gotta listen to the heart. To listen to the heart, it's gonna be scary, it's gonna be dangerous, but you gotta do it. If you die while living in your desires, you will be fine. Because when it's time to die and you weren't living in your desires, you won't be okay. When I have been truly searching for my treasure, every day has been luminous, because I've known that every hour was part of the dream, that I would find it. When I have been truly searching for my treasure, I've discovered things along the way that I never would have seen, I never would have seen had I not had the courage to try things that seem impossible for a shepherd to achieve. Those who are happy have God within them. And that happiness can be found in a grain of sand from the desert. A grain of sand is a moment of creation, and a universe has taken millions of years to create it. Everyone on earth has a treasure that awaits them. That's all I wanted to say from this book, and I hope that if you have the fear of being seen like me, that this video would take you out of it, because I'm going to rewatch this video for myself to remind myself, like probably before I make a video or something, like I'm going to rewatch this video to remind myself that there's no point in it. There's no point in having that fear. There are greater things to be afraid of. Greater things to be afraid of, meaning you can have the fear, I don't know, like, I don't know how to explain it. It makes sense if you're on my mind, but it's like, basically, what I was saying about working out or sitting down, you suffer in both. You suffer when you're working out, and you suffer when you sit down too much. They're both suffering. You gotta pick your suffering. You gotta pick your fear. Thank you for listening.